Hi, Steve here in the Down To Earth shop. I'm really excited because now with the tenon rough cut size, it's time to use my new shoulder plane and see if I can trim it to get a nice tight fit. I'm going to need to practice with 60 mortise and tenon joints to make in my upcoming project. Let's take it apart first, and we'll take a look at a couple of the components of it. Now, you do need to turn this blade sideways and take it out carefully so you don't hit the body of the plane. And I'm being extra careful because even though the blade does come sharp, I've honed it a little bit more. It's a gorgeous casting. The fit and finish is absolutely beautiful. There is a lock here for the mouth opening, and it is adjustable with this screw here on the end for the amount of opening you want to have. So we'll get to that in a second. We'll put it back together. Again, I want to be careful with my nice newly sharpened blade. Make sure that the little groove here fits on the adjusting knob. And we're set there. Now this blade is exactly the same or a smidge wider than the body of the plane. Because I'm left-handed and typically plane this way, I want the right hand side of the blade to be flush with the body of the plane. So what I'm going to do is just lay it down. I'm going to push on the blade here and tighten the nut, and should be flush and in a good position. Then the only couple of things that are left is to adjust the extension of the blade. You can do that by sighting along the bottom of the plane until you think you've got it about right. And then I'm going to use my workpiece. Just get a small piece of scrap here. I want to run cross grain and see how that looks, and man, that's pretty good. So now let's just adjust the mouth till we've got it closed up for a nice tight shaving. I think Lie-Nielsen makes a special screwdriver for this, which I would absolutely love to have, but you know, it's like everything else, something to dream about. Okay, let's take another test here and see how it does. Oh yeah, you can't complain about that running cross grain. Now this is on poplar, so obviously it'll be a little bit different on this maple that we're working with. But look at that. I mean, it's just unbelievable how nice this plane is. It's time now to fit the tenon to the mortise, and it's just a little tight here on the on this end. Seems to be a little tighter right there. So the first thing I'm going to do is just shave a little bit off right in that area. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. That maybe just a little bit over here as well. Oh yeah, we had a little bit of a ridge there. I can tell by the way it's coming off. There we go. Now let's see. It's still a little tight. A little tighter than I'd like it to be. So let's just take off a nice little chunk here. Look at that. Coming out solid Beautiful. Take a little bit off on this side. The reason I like to take a smidge off both sides is so that the tenon stays centered with my measurements. I don't want to take too much off one side and have it not fit in the mortise correctly.
Okay, up till now, all the trimming that we've done on this tenon probably could have been done with a block plane. But now we're going to do the trimming that the shoulder plane is intended for. We're going to trim these shoulders. Interesting, the name.
The idea is to get a nice, sharp shoulder that will meet up with the piece that you're joining it to. No gaps. And I think this is a lot of the reason that people have gone to mechanical ways of cutting tenons, was mainly because they were having difficulty in getting a sharp shoulder. But with a shoulder plane, this is actually quite easy. The shoulder plane will reference off the vertical surface of the tenon and the horizontal surface of the shoulder and give you a perfectly smooth cut along here, which will give you a nice join to your mortise. So you'll have to excuse me while I come around here and be left-handed. So here's our finished mortise and tenon joint. Looks pretty good. Maybe touch it with a scraper or a little sandpaper and it's ready to finish. This is Steve in the Down To Earth Woodworking Shop. Hope you enjoyed seeing us make tenons by hand, and I hope you'll get a shoulder plane and see how easy it is to trim these tenons for a perfect fit.